The Warcraft movie has done fairly well in the theaters. Audiences seem to be split on whether they enjoy the movie or not. Have you played any of the Warcraft games?
Yes, I have. I have played World of Warcraft, I've played Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2. I haven't played 3. I probably will though. But I played World of Warcraft since about late, probably Wrath of the Lich King. I came in during the Cataclysm phase. I played Cata for a little while on a Hunter. My first character was a Hunter. I played him up to level 30 something and ran out of time and didn't resubscribe. I resubscribed back in Pandaria when it was about midway through. And then I started leveling my Hunter. I got him all the way up to the 55, and then I made a Worgen Death Knight. And that's been my main character since. And I have him at Mythic 5 out of 13 Mythic, Hellfire Citadel.
Yes, I have played the Warcraft games. I think I've played all the way up until Mist of Pandaria, I believe. My highest level tune, I think, is a 64 Death Knight, and I got like probably 15 or 20 tunes set up. So, yeah, it's fun. I'm a wowhead. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'd be playing it right now, except that I had to sell my laptop, so I'm very sad about that.
Yes, I have played Warcraft 2 and World of Warcraft since late towards the end of Wrath of the Lich King.
Do you feel that audiences who have not played the games will be able to understand the movie?
Yes and no. Yes, being the fact that the characters are simple story characters, and it's tellable in most movies that you can separate them. I mean, good guys, bad guys. It's got a very basic plot. Now, no being is that the game itself puts a lot of lore into the movie, which a lot of new people won't understand, and they'll miss parts of the movie. They only get around the premise of it. While experienced WoW veterans will understand most of the movie if they're into the lore, and if they're not into the lore, they'll still know what it's about. Better so than if they haven't played before.
I thought you could ask a question. Yes and no. For yes, the reason is that the characters are understandable, their goals are understandable. They generally have a basic idea of what the characters are trying to do and what they're trying to prevent. In this case, the Dark Portal. Now, the part that they won't understand is the characters themselves and who they really are. Because in the movie, the king is killed by Corona. Spoiler alert, you're welcome. She has to do it because, well, the king tells her to. Weird story, don't ask me. Anyway, in the game, it was Corona had assassinated the king in the throne in order to prevent him from sending those troops out to stop the portal. And then in that case, they wound up failing. They wound up failing anyway. That's pretty much it.
And so, no, I saw the movie. I think that the movie itself did a good job of starting out in the beginning, kind of. It started telling kind of the origin stories of how all these characters and how all these races and stuff like that came to be. The humans were represented really well, I think. The orcs were represented really well. It didn't seem like there was really a bad guy per se. Just the idea of power, corrupting was really well represented. And I think that if somebody who hasn't seen it, hasn't played WoW before or ever heard of it before, I think they'd be fascinated by it. It's kind of like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing, except not as boring and not as long. Thank God. But the special effects were great. You know, I mean, I've heard a lot of bad, negative stuff about it, but I don't understand what they're going, where they're coming from with that kind of thing. I mean, like I said, I'm a wowhead. I love World of Warcraft, and I thought it did the game perfect justice. I loved seeing the origins of the orcs and how they came to Azeroth, and you know, just the human side of them. Like, yeah, they're orcs, but they do the same things. They feel the same things as humans do. It's just, you know. And also, I mean, come on, they cast the guy that played Ragnar Lothbrok as the human, you know, hero, so you can't really go wrong with that.
Do you feel that the movie will hurt the Warcraft franchise?
Mostly no, but there are some points yes. For example, on the yes part, they did change some lore to the actual storyline. There were things changed that skewed off the story a little bit, made the movie cooler, but completely disregarded the actual game it was based on. Aside from that, mostly no. In fact, it probably caused a huge influx of player base because the game was so awesome that everyone heard about it. Now the movie came out, now we get to see these things in game.
Do I think it's going to hurt Warcraft franchise? No. I think all it's going to do is bring more people into it. And even if, you know, you get frustrated dealing with newbies during dungeons and stuff like that, you know, you're always going to have that. You're always going to have the annoying newbies that don't know anything kind of thing. And, you know, the newbies are going to get frustrated because the older veterans are like, get the fuck out kind of thing. And, you know, things like that. But I think all it's going to do is it's going to increase sales of Warcraft already. I think it's going to bring new blood into, you know, into the ranks, and I think that can only be a good thing, honestly. So hopefully that answers the questions. Any more, go ahead and ask, but otherwise, Warcraft, awesome.
Yes, I feel it will, because there's a lot of things that changed in the movie that were not in the game, and the movie was supposed to be based off of said game. One of the things which I noticed was the assassination of the king. That was in the throne room. Let's see. It's the only one I remember right now, but there's a bunch of plot holes and things that don't make sense, but it'd take a while to go through it, but I think it's going to damage the World of Warcraft franchise recognizably.
This concludes my interviews for the Warcraft movie documentary. We researched several different people and found that most feel that watching the movie will not be affected by whether or not you're a game player.